So, hello people, I'm the Peg Leg, you know that already by now. I hope you're all doing well and blessed, and that no one is giving you grief in your life. So basically, I've done a video about Jesus and stuff like that, and I had someone unsubscribe from me because of that video. Well, I do truth videos, well, try to anyway, and I try to inform people from my perspective, from how I feel and what I've looked at, and from my understanding. So if you're gonna be on a truther's channel and they're gonna tell you something, it seems to me you're not really a truther yourself, because that person or that human isn't giving you what you want to hear. That, yeah, Jesus is real, or Jesus isn't real. You got to look at that yourself, haven't you? You've got to do your own research on that. Don't take my word for it. Because tomorrow, I might turn around and go, actually, Jesus is real. Or, again, I might go and flip again and say Jesus isn't real, because I've found evidence to state otherwise. It's the same thing with the flat earth. And why did a lot of us get into flat earth? Because a lot of us try to debunk the flat earth, to prove the globe. And the thing is, the flat earth makes more sense. It doesn't matter on actually how the flat earth looks. Whether it's a round, or it's a square, or a rectangle, or whatever. It's not a globe. That's the basis of it. And that's what it is. See, I've gone into many of things, and you guys know that. I talk about third debt, and travelling without a license, and stuff like that. Now, I'm a flat earther, because I believe the earth is flat, from my observations and the stuff I've got into looking at. At the moment, I do believe the New Testament isn't a part of the Old Testament, because there's scripture that tells me so from the Old Testament, and even just from the Ten Commandments itself. It tells you that, you should have no other God before me. That's what God says. But a lot of people don't look at the scripture and read all the passages all the way through. They just pick and choose and say, hey, they must be talking about Jesus. My view, reading through those parts of the scripture and actually finish reading those scriptures through, it's not talking about Jesus. It's either talking about the writer, or God's actually talking to the person at that time. I'm going to try and do another video, not on my phone, in the car, but on the laptop. I'm going to do a little bit more research, pull out the bits and pieces I need, just to show you what I'm trying to say, and where I stand, why I stand where I stand on that, aspect. It's a funny old thing. It's like Christmas. It's like Easter and all that. It's all pagan. But you still got people celebrating, even truthers celebrating it. And even so-called Christians, I've seen them put trees up, decorations. To be fair, my wife, she loves her Christmas. She thinks it's a special time for the kids. Me personally, if I had my way, I wouldn't have Christmas, because I condemn it. But, you know, most marriages and relationships, the woman wears the trousers. But I say this to be truthful to you, not to hide anything from you. I never set out to deceive anyone, and if I have somewhere along the line, I apologise, and please let me know if I have. You know, subscribe, leave a comment. That'd be nice. You know, I've got subs that, you know, always leave me a message when I leave something online, you know, a video. It's not always what I want to hear, but that's fine, because that's not what I'm here to do. Oh, it's got to be my way or the highway. Do you know what I mean? What it's got to be is critical thinking. It's got to be people having their opinions. Because you are a human being. You have free will. And that's the best thing about being a human. You can choose to believe me or not. But critical thinking is what I like. What I like to hear, to see, to read. It's one of those things, alright. So when it's all said and done, so I was just saying hello to a friend. So when it's all said and done, it's about learning, about finding the truth on what's going on in this matrix that we're in. Who's telling the truth, who's lying. But when someone unsubscribes from you because they don't like what you're saying, because it hurts what they believe, then you can't be a critical thinker, can you? I'm a critical thinker. I like to think so anyway. And I subscribe to people all over the place. Not just from Flat Earth or conspiracies. You know, there's other things. But if they said something I didn't like, I wouldn't unsubscribe from them unless it was demonic. And it was proven to be so. And that's what we need to do. I was sad to lose that sub. Sad to see them go, because it was nice for them to actually sub me in the first place and watch my videos and get something from it, hopefully. See, my journey was for me to come onto YouTube and talk about God anyway. Then Flat Earth came along. So, obviously I started talking about that too. And then you got your symbolisms and stuff like that, which I'm sure I've mentioned in a few videos. And stuff like that. And what I saw and what I felt through my journey, through this life. It's strange. It's funny as well when you try to tell someone truths and they're like, no, it's not like that, it's this way, that way. But the people that have told them this are worldly people. People that have been taught the same thing via the system. And you know that because you was taught it yourself. But then you stopped listening to that because you heard a little something somewhere and you thought, oh, let me have a look at that. So that's what I did. And that's what I believe everyone should do. Rather just looking at one source. Look at many before you make a total decision. Because I haven't made a total decision on what I believe and what I feel. Sometimes it is because of what I feel. Within my heart, my spirit, and my mind. And I try to use all these senses that I have, that God has given me. Discernment, that's a form of understanding. And sight, smell, hear, touch. You know, all these things, they come into play. You know, scientists come up with all these theories, you know, and that's all they are. There's nothing proven about their stuff. And if you take time, you can look into that and go, actually, that's true. No one in the science realm has got total proof on anything. And no one really ever can, unless every human being sees it. It's like law's funny thing. You got acts, which isn't law, but they pass it off as law. And then you got law, which is law, which you have to abide by, right? And your car ain't even yours, you know. You're just a registered keeper, DVLA. They own your vehicle, so like when the police take it and stuff, because they're all part of the same corporation, they have the right to take it and crush your car. And you can't say nothing about it. But if you're travelling in a vehicle without insurance and a license and this, that, the other, that is your right. But they've taken that away from you. And no one does anything about it. Your TV license, you know, it's an act, it's not a law. You don't have to pay it. Council tax, it's an act, it's not a law. You know, if everyone's taught this stuff at school from a young age, then the corporations and the governments and this, that, the other, the powers that be, wouldn't have a leg to stand on. Because the people, us, you and me, would tend to go and, you know, do one. Well, that's where I'm going to leave this video. I love you all. Thank you for tuning in to my videos. God bless you all. And remember, keep it flat. God bless.